What's going on?
Hey, man.
Another glorious Tuesday in this dumpster fire of a republic.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you say? Only the best.
Well, yeah. I was going to say, we could say a lot of things, but
We could, but real fast before the brown shirts at Fake Book or anyone else listening that's an asshole, we're going to get some boilerplate shit out of the way. First and foremost, anything we discuss here is for entertainment purposes only. If you do not know what that means, get your thesaurus dictionary, Wikipedia, something. I don't give a fuck, but go look it up. Everything here is opinion. If we get it from a source, we will cite the source. And again, it's our opinion. It's a couple of like-minded individuals having a discussion, bitching about this current state of affairs. If this is not something you like or you're offended, then you took a wrong turn at fucking Albuquerque. That being said, politely get the fuck off the channel and go find your safe space and rub your furry and have your chai latte, right?
I love chai.
That being said, nothing we say here is to incite violence or anarchy, anti-government sentiment, or anything of thereof. We are simply here voicing our concerns, our opinions, and you can do with that what you will. Do you have anything to add to that, my brother?
I only wish that we had a soundboard, just so I could, never mind. It was funnier in my head than it was. But no, like I said, it was very, very, very good, very succinct. Especially if you're if you carry a liberal arts degree, a recent one. Don't watch.
Oh. All right. What the? Okay. Anyways, moving right along. You're looking at your YouTube screen, right?
I am.
Okay. What's up with the eyes?
Eyes? What do you mean?
On my screen, because I got two monitors, I've got our feed here where we're in StreamYard. And then on the other screen, I've got us bitching and all our folks here hanging out with us. But at the top of the screen for YouTube, there's a little YouTube icon. And right next to it's a pair of eyes.
Huh. No, I'm looking at it and all I see is a StreamYard thing.
Interesting.
They're looking at you, buddy.
Oh, well. Enjoy. Film it, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Right. Just if the MRAPs show up, just like text me so I can be there.
I will. I'll make the news. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's start off with, our favorite news network, CNN, aka the Communist News Network.
True.
Unfair and unbalanced. Apparently, we know that they're a left-wing shitbag, for lack of a better term, and they decided to call a hostage rescue Hamas releasing the hostages. I guess that's one way to spin it when Israelis come in and stomp the living shit out of your cell to rescue folks, and you're trying to save face or whatever. But it amazes me that a major news network made that statement.
Yeah.
Israeli operation that took place on October 7th. Is that correct?
Yeah, at least 23 hours ago.
Yeah, and it wasn't a blunder. They may
No.
play it off as one, but you and I both know this was all by design.
Oh yeah. Can I share something with you real quick?
Oh wait, brother, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nope, you're fine. But it's funny. So CNN says, yeah, they released. So MSNBC, dramatic video shows moment Israeli forces rescue hostages. ABC News, new video shows hostages rescued by Israel. Let's see. USA Today, new video shows moments Israeli hostages found by Israel. Even CBS, new video shows raid that rescues Israeli hostages by Israel. So it's interesting that, I mean, if that doesn't show you right there that whomever their lead producer, writer, generally it's a producer that puts headlines out like that, is not a, you know, just blinking brown eye socialist, you know, whatever, that wants to, you know, up the Hamas / Palestine terrorist you know, chops. It's that right there.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's funny because if this was something else, there'd be hue and a cry. Think of Fox News. Let's just use Fox for example, because they're the only major network I see out there. Because Newsmax kind of fucked themselves, it sounds like, but we'll get to that later. But Fox News, if they were to do something like this, there would be no end to it. It would be on a 24-hour news cycle. Everybody be screaming about it.
Oh yeah.
And it just blows my mind that yet again the fuckery is afoot, right? And CNN is just. I remember when CNN used to actually report shit, but I know it's going to kind of give away my age. But back when the first Gulf War happened,
Oh yeah.
do you remember? I think it's Wolf Blitzer, and I can't think of the other guy.
It was Wolf Blitzer and the black gentleman.
Yes, they were in the hotel.
Yeah.
And you remember what happened, right?
Ain't no telling with two guys in a hotel.
Okay. If I remember correctly, they both about shit themselves. They were in a hotel in Baghdad during the first Gulf War, and an F-117, for those of you who don't know what that is a stealth fighter, came down the street
Oh.
and proceeded to drop its payload on a building down the block. Yeah, these two were trying to spoon each other under a table. It was some funny shit. To this day, I'll never forget it. I mean, and deuces to whoever the F-117 pilot was. They made my day.
Right.
But yeah, I always think of that. And I mean, I understand you're a reporter and you're in a war zone reporting shit, but it couldn't have been two better ass clowns.
Right. Yeah, I think it was Bernard Shaw.
Yep, that's it. It was him and Blitzer, and they about shit themselves.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was great. So, anyways, we'll see if there's any real backlash, because I don't think CNN ever did a retraction, did they?
I'm sure they did not.
I mean,
you know, in this day and age, it's funny because, you know, you can say something stupid and or wrong, but you don't have to print a retraction. You just have to put something else out. because generally speaking, the electorate has the attention span of a fucking goldfish. So
True. Well, I mean that we've been kind of programmed that way, right?
right.
Our society's set up where they, they don't retain anything.
No, you blast people with so much information that
And
you can't.
misinformation.
Yeah, and misinformation that there's no way that you can go through it all and still hold a job.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Well, I think we've covered everything on CNN. Where would you like to go next? Would you like to go to the Army colonel for Special Forces near Fort Bragg that lit up a Chechnyan?
We can go to that because I haven't heard about that. So
okay, let's touch on that. I'm getting my facts from Fox News, brown shirts, in case you're wondering. Apparently, this took place on May 23rd. I hadn't heard about it, or if I did, I didn't remember it. And Jay shared this with me earlier today, actually. I'll give you some footnotes. This took place in North Carolina, north of Fort Liberty, aka Fort Bragg, not far from where some of America's most elite U.S. Special Operations live and train under the investigation of Army Colonel Investigation Division, which is Army CID, as well as local police. The shooting in Carthage, North Carolina, occurred on May 3rd. So see, it's actually over a month ago.
right.
8:15 p.m. Two Chechen men who spoke broken English were found near the home. The family alleges the suspected intruder, a 35-year-old Ramzan Derev, from Chicago,
Right. Derev.
taking photos of their children when confronted near a power line in a wooded part of property. All right, let's stop right there for a second. Why the fuck was a Chechen from Chicago in North Carolina with two other Chechen men near a power line taking pictures? Number one. That's question number one.
Right.
Question number two, why was he taking it on somebody's property instead of like a government right of way or this, that, and other? Apparently he was shot several times at close range. The Moore County Sheriff's Office, of course, is investigating, but I guess CID is assisting in that. But from what I'm understanding, this guy claimed that this guy was working for a utility company of some kind. Utilities One, a subcontractor, based out of New Jersey. So you're from Chicago, but you're working out of New Jersey, and you're in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Well, it's just there's a lot of questions here, and he had nobody had any personal identification on him. They had cell phones though.
Yeah.
With a whole bunch of Russian language contacts and camera equipment. Not wearing any uniforms. So let's carry this a step further. If you lived in it don't even have to be rural. Let's say you have property that backs up to one of those big power lines. Okay? So you've got all that, I guess you'd call it public property or whatever it is, the right of way for the power company.
Yeah, easements, right?
Yeah, the easements. So you're out there one evening and you're just John Q. Public. And you have to look out the back window, your kids are playing in the yard and your wife's out there talking to them or they're in the pool, whatever. And you see this dude on the edge of your property doing this. Taking pictures.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? What's going to be your first response?
Confrontation.
Right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to snatch up a handgun. I'm not going to brandish it, but I'm going to have a weapon on me.
Right.
And I'm walking straight towards that dude. And I'm going to tell my wives I'm walking by, get the kids, get inside, call 911. So I'm walking up. So one, two things are going to happen. Fred's going to either haul ass or he's going to try and blow some kind of smoke up my ass as why he's there. Right?
Right.
Either way, he's going to get a confrontation and law enforcement's going to get involved. Now, I don't know what Dariev did to incite this colonel to shoot him. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the colonel had justification. I just don't see a colonel losing his shit.
No, and that's what, yeah, it is getting me on it is the fact that, okay, you don't become a special forces colonel by being a dumbass.
Right.
And, generally these guys have a lot more restraint than, and just good, headspace thinking, stuff like that.
Right.
If you've got somebody and you're actually watching them take pictures of your family, chances are it's because these guys are, it is not unheard of. It happens more than a lot of people think that, you go off and you do operations somewhere or they know that you're, high ranking, whatever. And it's not like the bad guys stay in their country.
No.
Our own president has opened up an entire border for Chechens, Russians, Chinese folks, Koreans, Mexican nationals, Guatemalans, Hondurans, you name it.
Abdul and his band.
Yeah, Abdul and his band have come across the border pretty much unscathed in the past couple of years. So it really, I'm surprised it hasn't happened more often that you've had attempts on, U.S. service members' lives.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple things. This is the first instance where something's happened. We've had some people getting on military bases over the last 6 months. I don't remember the exact instances, but I do remember there's been a couple different places. Maybe Norfolk was one of them.
Right.
I might be wrong. Go back and check that out. But the other thing I'm looking at is, okay, Moore County, 18 months ago, experienced another mysterious shooting attack that targeted 2 electrical distribution substations.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. And it left 40,000 residents and business owners without power in North Carolina for 2 fucking weeks.
Right.
All right. It outage primarily affected communities heavily populated with U.S. Special Operations families.
Mm-hmm.
Are we seeing something here? Is there a correlation? Okay. And less than 2 weeks prior to that happening, the FBI, our favorite Federal Bureau of Intimidation, sent a report to the private industry warning of an increase in reported threats to the electric infrastructure who are racially or ethnically motivated violent extremist ideology.
Right. And so those people that say it can't happen, a few years back, there was a couple of brothers in Boston that proved that wrong.
Well, it makes you wonder. It seems like there's a lot more to this. And I kind of get now why we haven't heard about it. And maybe it was reported and I've just been out of the loop. That's possible. But I don't remember hearing about this. Or if I did, it was like a blurb. It was gone.
Yeah. No, I didn't hear anything about it.
So, you know, I personally, I don't know all the facts, of course. Um, and, you know, we'll wait and see what happens. But it seems very strange to me. You know, I think something was said to the fact, from what I've heard earlier, that it might be that he was taking pictures of work completed or something. Like, well, what fucking work did you do at my house?
Right.
You weren't there. And my family's directly in there. And yeah, that shit ain't gonna fly, bud.
Exactly.
With the fact that he was a colonel for special operations, that opens up a whole nother realm of issues, because when you're in special operations, or you're, you know, like SEALs or airborne or whatever you happen to do, whatever special forces you're involved with, your identity is protected for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, these three fuckers were right there taking pictures. You know, if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, looks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
Probably a duck with an accent. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And bad teeth.
Right.
So, you know, that in itself just really bizarre. And like I said, I didn't even know anything about it until I'd gotten a message from Jay earlier and did some research on it. So, well, shit, you know. Well, that being said, let's jump over to our favorite crackhead, Hunter. The one who's confused and abused and misused.
Oh, yeah. Poor mistreated.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, as we all know, he got found guilty on all three charges.
Womp womp.
I kind of figured he'd be found guilty because of two things. A, they had to find him guilty because his shit was a lot more blatant than anything Trump ever considered doing. And they found Trump guilty on shit that really wasn't a felony. They made it a felony.
Right.
After the fact. But that being said, you know, you've got the whole thing with Hunter, and I really do not expect him to serve any time.
No.
The worst thing I see happening to him is he has a fucking ankle monitor.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, and like we were talking before, you know, if it were Joe Blow on the street, and or, you know, they've ever voted Republican, you know, they'd be in the same gulag that the January Sixers are.
Right.
Yeah, I fully expect, you know, okay, that was bad. Why did you do that? So here's some probation time. And they might, you know, might have to throw in some cash as well.
Well, you know, what I find funny, and me and my wife had this conversation earlier, you know, they're going to go after him for this. Now, did he break the law and deserves to pay for it? Sure, because if it been one of us, they'd have our ass strung up on charges, and then wrapped them at our house into a fucking drive-through. They would kill their dog, took our guns, and we'd probably have life in prison.
Right.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not.
So, that being said, why didn't they go after this fucker for all that shit that was on the laptop?
Oh, because that would implicate a much huger scandal than federal gun charges.
Well, I mean,
there's a big reason.
What about all the shit that there were video of him snorting crack and, you know, getting nasty and being McNasty and all this other shit? I mean, the video's there. It's real.
Oh, yeah.
Now, they may have scrubbed it off the internet. They probably have a battery of fuckers at the White House, and that's all they do is try to find wherever fuckery he's done that's been put online so they can find it and delete it. But I'm just saying, if you're going to go after him, why don't you go after him for the debauchery and the fucking deviant behavior he has? He's a scumbag.
He is, but I mean, it's to me, it's fairly clear. You have Department of Justice that is controlled by this present regime, and not like other ones, past DOJs where there's been some influence. I'm talking, you know, FBI, Homeland Security, stuff like that. That the Biden regime is embedded into, and they are controlling. And if you go after him over something as okay, it's federal gun charges. Yeah, okay. So we charge him, we prosecute, we win. Yay, we've done something. Look at us. But like you say, you've got videos and phone call proof of, the big guy talking to Ukrainian companies and governments about he better get a job or we're going to fire so and so and we're going to send this money over and blah blah blah. You're never ever that will never come to trial.
Yep.
Because it implicates so many people.
Sure. But again, if the shoe's on the other foot,
Mm-hmm.
no tax coffer would be left untouched.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Jay? What's up, man? I see you hanging out.
Man, I'll tell you what. You need to get your secretary, the one that puts us on here, to be a little more observant. Yeah.
He's got his hands full. He's trying to take care of some stuff.
Oh.
Hey, I'm just saying.
No comment. Now, I'm going to bring something up about this Hunter thing.
Okay.
I mean, I'm glad you guys are sitting down because you guys might fall over a little bit because this might not be popular opinion, but I kind of hope Hunter. I was kind of hoping Hunter wouldn't get anything out of this because all gun laws are illegal anyway. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Okay.
But if they just threw the whole thing out and said, oh, that was so long ago, don't worry about it, that would set the precedence for everybody else. What would they be able to enforce after that? But
yeah,
we all know Daddy Warbucks is going to go in and pardon his ass, and then he's not going to be real popular, but Trump's Orange Man's bad, so it's Trump's fault that this all happened. So that's my opinion.
absolutely.
Well, I mean, there's something going on. We had this discussion earlier today, Jay. What we know that Bedshitter can't run and win. There's no. I mean, yes, let's face it, he could win, but I don't think he could win under normal circumstances.
Oh, no. I mean, and the thing is, again, not real popular opinion, I think he will win, because they're going to cheat again. I mean, I'm just being a realist here. I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate, really, but I really they will not
allegedly. There's going to be allegedly cheating.
Well, yeah. I mean, and then it's going to be all over again.
Off their couch,
and then nothing will happen. I mean,
well,
we know what will happen. Dirty diapers will happen. He'll be rushed off the stage again in front of world leaders because he just crapped his underwear.
Yep.
So we know that will happen.
Yep.
So.
Well, I hope that he doesn't get reelected, but I certainly I have the same trepidation you do. My concern is that no matter who wins, shit's gonna get ugly fast. Now,
Mm-hmm.
think back to when Trump won the first time, and you had the Me Too and all them fucktards out there running their mouth.
How was that again?
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
And when shit actually happened to females, Me Too was MIA.
Oh yeah.
So,
Where's all the females with the Me Too movement when
Elroy's wearing a tuckable and swimming, winning trophies.
For Women's History Month, somebody named an alternate female.
And it,
I'm trying to reword this so we don't get flagged. An alternate female woman of the year, and then
plumbing challenged.
there we go. And then said, "Well, ladies, it's time to step it up." Man, I tell you what, if I was a woman, I'd be pissed.
It's like mentally ill cosplay.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth? Well, I mean, okay.
Well, it is Mental Illness Month, so.
Yes, it is. It is. They've completely ruined the entire month of June.
Yeah.
All for pandering.
Oh yeah. We got. But I mean, if you look at the calendar of recognition days, there's like 14 mental illness days or something like that. That's disgusting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the whole situation is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And going back to what we were originally talking about, it's just if Trump wins, the left's gonna come unglued. My prediction is that if he wins, there's going to be another insurrection, but this time it's going to be all the furries and tuckables and pink-haired fucktards and all them going in there, and there's going to be a damn thing done to them, and they're going to be allowed to disrupt the entire process.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. If Bedshitter wins, we're going to have another, because what's going to happen sooner or later, the people who are sick and tired of being broke and watching their republic destroyed, sooner or later somebody's going to get pushed too far. And I think ultimately that's what they want.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That up. They want somebody to do something because they want to shred the Constitution.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, shred it the rest of the way. I mean, it's only. Well, I mean, they are losing the Second Amendment fights on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Now they want to ban gas-operated weapons. I mean, we'll be back to muskets. T, you're gonna have to teach us how to use those. But
get Gatling guns.
Atta girl. Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, all the time, free speech is damn near gone. Yeah. Second Amendment's damn near gone. But if we have to do another 4 years with this rotting bag of oatmeal, we're done for.
Well, the Republic's done because, I mean, think back to 2019 and how much it cost you for a gallon of gas.
Oh yeah.
Think back to 2019 when you can roll up in a grocery store and get a car full of groceries.
Yeah.
Think back to 2019 when you would go and buy a firearm or ammunition or reloading supplies. That's just three things I can point out. Think back to 2019 when you wanted to go and get Christmas for your family or your kids.
Oh yeah. Things were a lot cheaper.
Well, A, you could find them. B, they were a lot cheaper. C, you didn't have the poof. I mean,
no world wars.
Nope. And all that shit's ensued. And here we are. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I go to the grocery store now, for what it costs me to go and get just a few things, what I used to come out with a fucking cart full of shit.
Oh yeah.
I went in a grocery store today to get their bread because their bread used to be 50 cents a loaf, and now it's $1.49. This has happened over the course of a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I know some other things in there too, and it's a place kind of like Aldi, but a step up. They actually don't throw your shit down the conveyor belt.
Which one, Lidl?
Yeah,
Yeah, like Lidl.
yeah, and you're seeing it more and more. These prices creep up. I mean, I went to the Chick-fil-A the other day, not for myself. I had a sick wife. And I was just amazed at how much shit is, and people just lined up to blow that money in there.
Yeah.
Now,
No, they're used to it now.
well, I mean, yeah, this all goes back to something else. It's all fucking psyops. It's to get people to accept whatever fuckery is being handed to them.
Yeah.
And just get to roll over and take it. And I mean, look at it. They've successfully gotten everybody using fucking ATM cards, debit cards, and shit like that, so they get away from cash because that's always been a goal. They've successfully gotten everybody to basically be detached from what the government's doing. They're more concerned with who's on Dancing with the fucking Stars and Survivor than they are who their fucking representatives are.
Yeah. As long as we have Netflix and Starbucks, hey, we're good. I mean,
That's what I'm saying, man. And they can swing by McDonald's, get the kids some Happy Meals, and go ahead and start them down that road and needing fucking cholesterol meds and heart meds and fucking diabetic meds for the rest of their fucking life.
yeah.
We have been led down a road of self-destruction, and we keep just lapping it up. Lapping it up.
Oh yeah.
I don't think nothing ever fucking gets cured. Because they don't want anything fucking cured. That's how they make fucking money.
That's how you make money, man.
Why do you think you have so many things in life? Take tires on your car, for instance.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I just had to get a $400 tire.
Isn't it great? Doesn't it just make your day, make your butt cheeks just...
Yeah, I just had to explain. It was just funny. I had to explain to my son the other day how much 4 tires are worth. You know, it's like, okay, back in, the 90s, yeah, you get you, a really nice set of tire, one tire, 60 some odd bucks. Those days are gone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're. It's almost like we've gotten used to getting a colonoscopy with a green weenie.
Right. Yeah.
There you go. Exactly. I mean, everything is so astronomically high, and there's what's going to happen eventually is people just flat out ain't going to be able to afford it. And it's going to blow up sooner than later.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, the whole COVID thing that killed the middle class. I mean, it really did. Are you talking about? I mean, that was like the stab to the belly of the middle class right there. Mm-hmm. You had so many, small business entrepreneurs go out of business that will never open up again.
No, they got fucked hard. Well, I mean, but here's another thing we were talking about. Okay, think back to before COVID. You go into, let's say, Moe's, pick up a burrito. You order your food, you pick it up, you carry your ass out the door, right? Now, when you go in a place like Moe's or your local pizza joint or wherever, well, really anywhere, they want you to give them a tip for taking your order.
No.
Now, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Now, I don't have a problem tipping if I feel like there's something you did for me. But when you go in a restaurant, then you're getting carry out, and this is the programming that's left over from COVID. I get why they did it during COVID, because they were trying to basically turn us all into fucking beta males. They wanted everybody to comply. They wanted compliance. And it didn't work the way they wanted it to. So that's one of the side things that kind of stuck around. And it's never gone away. And now people do it like they think they're supposed to. And it's like, no. I mean, what's next? When you go through a place that's got cashier, they want you to tip them for waiting on you?
Yeah. Any place that I got to stand up to order is not getting a tip. I mean, I don't tip, you don't tip the guys at Burger King, even though they probably get more shit from, people in the drive-through line than anybody else. That's just not, that don't fly.
No. I mean, the other thing that really blew my mind about tips too was now, remember, used to 15%, that was reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they expect you to give them 20.
Oh, have you when you go out to eat at like a sit-down restaurant, have you seen the ones that have the breakdown? If you want to give 20, it's this much. If you want to give 30, it's this much. If you want to give 40%, it's like, no, I'm not paying for, a whole other meal.
Let me tell you what I do to them. It just pisses them off to no end. And yes, I'm this much of an asshole, even when I tip 15%. Now, if I go in a restaurant and you're good, you do your job, I'm going to tip you well. But when I tip, I don't tip on tax. So if my bill, let's say it's $15, it'd be $18 with a bunch of junk fees and tax and shit. I'm the asshole that's going to sit there and figure it up without the tax. And that's what you're going to be tipped on. Or any of your junk fees. And they look at you like you're short them, and y'all just look at them and say, look, the federal and state can kiss my ass. I'm not giving you a tip because you're charging me to get their piece of the pie.
Right.
Also, I try to, and I don't know how many other people do this, but I try to give my tip in cash.
Yeah.
If I can. Because at least that way, they, I don't know, I've never worked as a server, so I'm not sure. But I'm hoping that if I give them cash, maybe they either A, don't have to report it, or B, they can underreport it so they can carry some at home with them. That's why I try to do cash.
Right.
I mean, because we're already taxed into fucking oblivion. Our forefathers went to war for far less than what we're encountering now.
Yeah. Monetarily and ideologically.
Exactly.
I mean, I usually eat local, so I'll go to like a lot of local establishments.
Yeah.
And there's that one restaurant that you and I went to that one time, T.
Sure.
That same kind of people, where I'm at now, and they're local owned business. They do a good job. I mean, they'll even sit there and talk to you.
Yeah.
No, they remember when you go in, hey, you want a tea or coffee? And I'll be like, oh, I'll take a tea today. And, oh, your usual? Yep. Okay, okay, we'll get that right out to you. And, they go back and they bring it out, and they'll stop back a few times, talk to you about, their kids or what's going on in their life and stuff. Yeah, I tip them pretty good. But, if you're, like I tell people, if my glass is empty, your tip is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's like unreasonably busy.
Yeah, I mean, that's what your job is.
Yeah.
It's just like if you were, a mechanic, a valet, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta wait for you to go and find my car. Like you're wandering around outside talking to a female or something. I'm sitting there waiting for you to go get my vehicle. Yeah, we're at words, and you ain't getting shit from me.
Yeah.
Same thing with there's so many different jobs where you're exactly right. And it's like I was at our favorite place, Walmart. Well, the market, which is a hybrid of Walmart. You don't have quite as much fuckery and nonsense. And here locally for me, and Saxman knows what I'm talking about, it's mostly self-checkout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the asshole that when I get up there and I've got a cart full of shit, 90% of the time, I'll stand there and I'll look around, and it's pretty much you either open a register and ring me up, or I'm gonna leave this cart right here.
Yeah.
Well, it's got self checkout. Yeah, we do, and I don't want self checkout. I mean, for the human experience. If I want self checkout, I'll order my shit on Amazon and say fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be like, okay, well, you need to deduct money because I'm not, you guys would scan all my stuff and bag it. Now I have to scan all my stuff and bag it for the same price?
Exactly. That's always been my argument. You want to discount my shit by 5%? I'll do it for you. But otherwise, yeah, nah. Big Daddy ain't doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not, and I'm not the only one that feels this way, because most of the people in line around you are pretty pissed off too. It doesn't matter their nationality or creed or whatever, they're all bent. So my rule of thumb is that in the event I can't get nobody, like yesterday, I needed the shit. I couldn't just drop it and go somewhere else. I needed what I had. So I was the slowest motherfucker in there. And I had a cart full of shit.
Yeah.
That line was just backing up.
Yeah. I had one of the ladies come up to me and she goes, if you give us 5 stars, it really helps us out over here. I hit the 1 star and she looked at me and I said, you didn't check my stuff out and bag it. Why do I have to give you guys 1 star for what? Standing there making sure I scanned all my stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
I said, it's not happening.
Wow. You want to get a good review, start waiting on people.
Yeah.
And, this is all some other fuckery. They're trying to get people programmed into it to accept this kind of behavior and just fall right in line. And unfortunately, the newest, a lot of these newer generations, they're all about, oh, that's fine. Time's changing. I like checking myself out. Well, here's the thing. If you're not careful, they can try and say you're stealing shit and everything else. Because if you miss scan something or accidentally forget to scan something, they've got your ass.
Oh, they've got those scanners have a camera right in them. They got your face. There's a camera right over it. Something didn't have a barcode on it one day, so I just threw it down. It froze everything.
Yep.
And then it took me like 5 minutes to wait on some lady to come over and do something. And I'm like, your shit didn't have a barcode on it. And she goes, well, if you want to go back and get another one. I said, no, that's your job. And she goes, but I got other customers. And I said, and I don't give a shit.
That's not my job.
And she took it and left. And I finished scanning all my stuff. I never saw her, so I just paid for it and got my receipt and left. And I'm sure she came back looking for me, but she probably stopped and talked and bitched at a manager or something or another. And,
well,
but
they set the. Okay, I get people are there to earn a living. Okay, and I try to be nice. But when I get up to a register in a lot of these places, and it's like I'm talking to Chris Rock, who just woke up from a bender, me being cordial is out the window, because it's like I'm putting them out to have a conversation.
Yeah, me being cordial is non-existent anymore.
Well, it's getting to the point now where I'm going to start saying, you having a bad day? And I'm going to be loud. And I'll say, well, I'll tell you what, since you're having a bad day, let's get your manager over here. Maybe they can wait on it.
Oh, here's the one that they really love. And you're going to have to try this one. What, you got a fucking string hanging today?
Oh.
Oh, you're going to get me in so much trouble.
Triple dog dare you.
Oh, shit. Spoon, you got a way of doing it, brother.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know how we got on that tangent. I guess we were talking about how the different kinds of reprogramming and manipulation. I mean, one thing I can say is they hate people being self-sufficient or people not being followers. They want you to be a sheep. They want you to comply. They want you to be malleable. Okay.
And gullible.
I understand that, you know. And oh, wait a minute, I forgot to tell you about this. Did you hear about they're wanting everybody, all the farmers, to stop raising the current kind of beef and go to a different hybrid beef that doesn't create as much methane?
Okay.
Yes, you heard that right. Now,
So,
I'm sorry, but for those of you who've ever
Texans are going to fold like a taco.
well, for those of you who've actually been on a farm or seen a cow, if it's not dropping a fucking patty the size of a hubcap, something's been genetically altered, and they're wanting you to eat that. So you think about that shit. They'll fly around in their fucking G5s and ride in their fucking Bentleys and do all that good shit and invest in every kind of fuckery they can to get rich on our backs. But they're telling you you need to change how you eat to save the environment.
so here's my been my problem with that one is they say okay, cow farts are throwing us into global warming. So it must have been pure hell back 200 years ago when you had bison all the way from California to Florida. You had elk all the way from California to Florida, up and into New York, in those kind of numbers, because I guarantee you they outnumbered beef today, because we've through killing them off to lowering production, all that good stuff. I mean, the millions of indigenous folks that were here, I mean, must have had respirators and all sorts of shit. That doesn't stack up.
No, it doesn't. And
Well, no, even in Colorado now, I mean, a lot of times you got to stop on a road and watch 400 elk crossing the road. I mean, that's wildlife, but that's okay because you spend $400 on a tag, you can go get you one. I mean, if they were that bad, it would be a shooting gallery.
yeah,
And it'd be free. But that's big sport. That's game hunting. That's a big money maker. They don't give a shit. The whole climate change, global warming, pandering is a bunch of shit.
Yep.
What's all that money going to go for? I saw something here recently, and I thought this was okay. I could see this. This robot is tracked, and it goes up and down beaches, and it's got a groomer on it, but it also digs down into the sand and picks up all the crap in the sand, and then it dumps it, and then people can go through it, and it just goes up back and forth on the beaches. How about let's take some of that money for global warming and do that, or the robots that circle all the trash out in the ocean and bundle all up, and ships just come out and get it. No, they're not going to spend money on that. Because, we don't have the money for that. We need more money. Oh, what happened to the other $14 trillion that was raised in the last 20 years, for global warming and pollution? Oh, wait, that went to politicians in their pockets.
mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Look, JP Fuel and G5s cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So just saying. You got to understand where the money's got to go now. They got to take care of shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Back it from us. So they can't get the D85. But yeah, you're right. I mean, and this all goes to if people would just wake up and say, no, we're not doing this anymore. You could stop all this fuckery across the board. but people are just so complacent because either A, they don't realize what's happening, B, they don't care, or C, they're fine with it. I mean, you know, if just 5% of the population said "fuck you," you can change it. 5%.
Well, here we go. We still have Starbucks and Netflix.
I understand that, but I'm saying if 5% said "fuck you" and said no more, I think you can change it. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, it all starts with one, but you know, people got to wake up. And I think part of the problem is that so many people are either just they don't want to worry about it, or it's just they want to stay in their lane. They don't want to be bothered, and that's what's going to undo our republic right there.
Now, by the time people figure out what's going on and learn, you know, and realize, it's going to be way too late.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Well, I hope we didn't bore everybody tonight. I think we had a good show. I don't want to keep Vanguard tied up any more absolutely necessary. I know he's got his hands full of what he's working on.
Oh, he's just lazy. He ain't in here.
He's here in a manner of speaking. So, Jay, I'm going to give you the floor, brother, for some parting words of wisdom.
Get out and be a productive member of society. Carry always, watch your six. And the one thing, you know, we got elections coming up again. I know I don't say this very often, but get out, sign up as a poll watcher, get out and do something, be a part. I mean, I'm actually doing quite a bit, and T, I'll fill you in, and you can tell Saxman, but you know, I'm to the point where things are happening here, and it's all legal, folks. For all the brown shirts, it's all legal stuff. It's all through the county, so sit and spin.
So they can recall the Reaper now.
Yeah, they can recall it. I mean, I know that thing was wheels up there about 30 seconds ago, but yeah, they can roll that thing back around. But you know, it's all legal, and you know, that way, you know, I can say, hey, I did something. You know, do I suspect anything's going to go on? No. You know, but if anything does, if I see any Chechens, or you know, I'll be there to do the right thing. So, everybody, get out and go do something. It's not freaking hard. So,
all right. Well said, brother. Saxman, the floor is yours.
All right.
don't trust your government.
No, I'm done with that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So don't trust your government. No, I had to throw it in. But yeah, no, exactly what Jay said. You know, go out, be a poll watcher, be a poll dancer, vote often and early. Wake up and just see what's going on around you. Because if you don't, like I said, you know, the republic is not guaranteed to stay forever.
Nope.
And if you really want a good glimpse of what could happen if people just decide to sit back and do nothing, take a look at your, you know, our friends to the north in Canada and what they can and cannot do now. You know, your friends in Australia, what they can and cannot do now, that's coming. That's what I got.
All right, brother. All right. Well, thank all of you for being here. Vanguard, thank you again for making this happen. We really appreciate it and all you do. Take a moment this week, and for those of you who are fathers, enjoy your day.
We get a day.
For those of you who have lost your fathers, maybe, think of them, remember them. Provided it's somebody you want to think of and remember. I know there's some assholes out there, or were. And if you got a father you haven't talked to in a while for whatever reason, maybe it's a day you ought to reach out to him and just say, hey, what's up? Just saying. That being said, keep your eyes on the prize, folks. It's going to get much more spicy between now and November. I think there's some fuckery in the works from the DNC. Just don't know what it is quite yet. I cannot believe that they're going to let their current regime continue running. There's got to be an exit strategy to slide somebody else in there at the last minute. I just don't think that's going to happen. Or they're going to try some next level fuckery to completely remove Trump out of the picture. I mean, you just never know. So pay attention to what's going on around you. That being said, thanks again for everybody being here tonight. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God willing, we'll see you on Thursday. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.